Good morning, dear language learners. Today we will continue Unit 5, the topic into the future. Today's lesson is Lesson C and the topic is Out of this World. In this lesson, we have a magazine article to improve reading skills, verbs and prepositions to learn some vocabulary related to this topic, an interview with math expert to enhance listening skills. Our lesson is about space matters. Read these words related to this topic. Listen and repeat after me. A rocket, Earth, a trip, a screen, a spaceship, tourism, circular, revolve. We have an article about space holidays and some headings to match to paragraphs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here are 4 headings. The first one, space hotels. Next is going to the moon. And the next, the future of tourism. And the last one, the first space tourists. Let's read the article, Get Away from It All. In 2001, an American, Dennis Tito, became the world's first space tourist. He traveled to the International Space Station by rocket and stayed there for 10 days. A year later, South African millionaire Mark Shuttleworth went on the same trip. When he returned to Earth, he said, "Every second will be with me for the rest of my life." Both men paid $20 million for their holidays. This paragraph is about the first space tourists. Let's read next paragraph. The company that organized their trips is called Space Adventures. Its president, Eric Anderson, thinks space tourism will be the next big thing. Everyone's looking for a new experience, he says. In a few years, he's going to start selling rocket trips to the public for about $100,000. This paragraph is about tourism. The future of tourism. Next paragraph. Another company, the Space Island Group, is planning to build a circular hotel in space, like the spaceship in the film 2001, A Space Odyssey. It will have everything a normal hotel has, except that the bedrooms won't have windows. This is because the hotel will revolve and the people will feel sick if they look out of a window. Instead, there will be screens showing pictures from space. Gene Myers, the company's president, thinks that in 2020, a 5-day holiday at the hotel might cost only $25,000. This paragraph is about hotels. Space hotels. And the last paragraph. Other companies have even bigger plans. Bigelow Aerospace is spending $500 million on a plan to build a 700-meter spaceship to fly tourists to the moon. There will be 100 tourists on each trip, and each person will have a private room with a view of the Earth's sunset. The Hilton Hotel Group have even talked about building a hotel on the moon. At the moment, only millionaires can go on holiday in space, but one day you might be able to go there yourself, and it could be sooner than you think. This paragraph is about going to the moon. Well, the task is completed. Let's move to another task. In this task, we have a listening task. One more question. How many planets are there in our solar system? Do you know their names in English? Okay, work in pairs and do the quiz. Let's listen to the recording about the red planet.
Recording 5.11.
You're listening to Talk Talk with Martina Webb and me, Gary Baker.
Welcome back.
Now, joining Martina and me in the studio is Anthony Schuster, who's written a new book on Mars called The Red Planet. Welcome to Talk Talk, Anthony.
Thank you.
Firstly, what's the weather like on Mars?
Well, Earth is about 78 million kilometers nearer the sun than Mars, and so Mars is much colder than here. Actually, the average temperature on Mars is minus 55 degrees.
So you need to take a jumper then?
Yes, probably.
Is Mars bigger than Earth?
No, it's a lot smaller, and there's no oxygen on Mars, of course.
So does that mean there's no life there either?
No, not necessarily. In the 1970s, scientists thought there was no life there, but now they think differently.
Why's that?
Well, photographs taken by the European Space Agency in 2004 show that there is definitely water on Mars. And where there's water, there's probably life.
But we're not talking about little green men, are we?
No, we're not. As I said, scientists now think that there might be life on Mars, but it will be very small organisms like bacteria, not aliens or spacemen.
And will we ever see people walking on Mars, do you think?
Oh, yes, I think so. The Americans and Europeans are talking about the Aurora program, which is hoping to fly people to Mars before 2030.
So in 50 years, there'll probably be McDonald's on Mars.
Yes, maybe.
Thanks for talking to us, Anthony.
My pleasure.
On the subject of...
This is the end of the listening task. In this listening task, you have 6 questions. It is multiple choice task. Dear language learners, pause the video and complete this task. We have some verbs and the prepositions to learn and to speak about this topic. Verb plus preposition. Travel to a place by a method of transport. Example, he travels to London by train. Go on a trip. She is going on a trip to Amsterdam. Return to the place you started. Example, when did he return to England? Pay an amount of money for something. Example, he paid £8,000 for his car. Look for something you want to find. Example, I'm looking for my mobile. Sell something to people for an amount of money. Example, she sold her car to Max for £500. Look out of a window. Example, look out of the window, it's snowing. Spend an amount of money on something. They spend £100 on food every week. Fly to a place. Example, I'm going to fly to Moscow tomorrow. Talk about the topic. Example, He always talks about his job. So, dear language learners, here is a task to complete for you, and read the article again. Find these words in the article, then fill in the gaps with the correct prepositions. This is the end of the lesson. Thank you for your attention. See you again.